Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. How you doing? Hope you're doing great. I'm doing my 273rd presentation, and it will be a bit on the Black Santa Muerte and my experiences with her. So, La Niña Negra, the little black girl, the little girl in black, La Niña Negra. And she's also called the Mother of Tears. When you hear the Mother of Tears, we're talking about the black lady. She has many, many, many names among her devotees. Now, the black path is a very serious path, but she's very forgiving when the cats mess with her. Even in her black aspect, if you leave some offerings and your kids take them, she's very understanding. But understand, the black robe is the most serious robe. It's the most ferocious robe. It could be the most terrifying robe. And it is one that used for even the blackest magic. Now, Black Santa Muerte is not always used for bad. That's a misconception. I am the child of the black robe. Oh dear. Joker. And Joker really loves Santa Muerte. Now, it's really funny that Miss Kitty is not here, because every time I worship Black Santa Muerte, no matter what color Santa Muerte, she will come. So, the three traditional colors are white, red, and black. But there are other colors that people recognize that, people say scoff at tradition, but there is a traditional of white, red, and black. But there's also the rainbow color of 7 different colors. It doesn't have to be the exact color of the rainbow. It could have silver in it, it could have gold in it, so it could have different colors. The green Santa Muerte, the green has nothing to do with money, by the way, unless it's dealing with justice for money. You want to use the dollar bill robe or the gold robe for that. Silver would be for good luck. And oh my god. So the Black Santa Muerte is the most ferocious robe, and she's got a bad reputation of just being used as a narco saint. Do I see Santa Muerte as a saint? Saint means holy, but I see her as a goddess, and she is beyond good and evil. She could be very, from point of being, especially the white Santa Muerte, could be very loving to actually cold, like, okay, I'll do it, So, my experience with Black Santa Muerte, I met her, so I started practicing the occult in 1983 when I was 12 years old. By the time I was 13 years old, 1984, I was in school. Mind you, I do not have any schizophrenia. I have never been diagnosed with schizophrenia. But when I was 13, I was in school, right? And we had a glass window door. I just happened to see a figure of death. Now, I'm just starting for like a year of learning about witchcraft, learning the history of witches, and learning a little practice here and there, and how to meditate, and starting, to learn about basic crystals, and learning about, casting circles and stuff. Now, I see this image of death. I blinked my eyes, and she was in black, by the way. And she was kind of like pointing at me, and I could see the bony skeleton. I could barely make out the face. I knew she had a scythe. I didn't know. We thought it was a he. Okay. And no matter and this was at like a arts and crafts class, I guess. I don't know. Maybe this was I think I was working with woods and stuff and making things. So I moved from one. I wanted to flip out. You have no idea how my heart was pop 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 pop. looking at this figure that no matter where I walked to, it stayed the same. No one else saw it, just me. And to the end of class, I'm telling you, I was so scared. I went to church. I went to my Catholic church, and I was like, okay, maybe I should stop practicing the occult. So about 2 or 3 days later, I start practicing again. I start, contacting the earth and, hugging trees to ground myself and learning still about astrology. So we move on to around 2004 or 5. Someone was posting it on their blog about Santa Muerte, and I said, oh, that looks interesting, about how much they love Santa Muerte. But I had a falling out with this person, and the person was just kind of, I guess, very oversensitive about things. But, I don't even remember her name. So, living in New Orleans, I'm seeing sometimes some images of death. I'm like, that's cool. She seems interesting. Maybe one day I'll contact her. So, I guess I might have just popped in spiritually and said hello, just like that. Still not connecting the dots of who she is. So anyways, 2008, I moved to Florida from where I am in Louisiana. And mind you, I lived in 2 different places in Louisiana. So I moved to Florida, and I go to this botanica, and I see an image of death. My first image, and I don't have her with me. I have her on her altar. And she was a little one. And I said, I have to have black for some reason. Of all these beautiful colors, I have to have black. And I kind of invited her. I was like, okay, well, you're welcomed here. I kind of feel drawn to you. So, fast forward. A few years later, I started falling in love with her when I lived with my ex. Ugh. What a horrible, horrible time. Ex was mean, very verbally abusive, and started, to get abusive towards me. And then I fought back because I was able to back then. But then eventually I fell in love with her, and I start worshiping her. I start making an altar. I start learning about her altar, and I learned and learned. And I remember making a dark goddess altar, and something told me, do not mix her with the other deities. Just put her, if I'm going to have her on the same shelf, because, didn't have a whole lot of room in this home, so I put her on her individual shelf. And then eventually, I said, I'm going to give her own altar. And then it came to me that she said, I was the one to come to you when you were 11 years old. I'm 13 years old, sorry. Oh, I'm like, what? Oh, it was you the whole time. Wow, what a slow learner. But she has really helped me through a lot of things. She hasn't always answered everything I wanted. But she answered a lot. And she answers fast. Now, I bought another Santa Muerte. I wanted the bone color. I was thinking bone color, but I was told to buy black. I didn't listen. I was told by my ex, so, But I should have bought the image in black, but I have her now in so many different colors. Black, I found out through working with her, and then I did a reading, and other people told me, you're definitely black robe. You are the black robe path. Doesn't mean I can't worship the white robe or the red robe or the green robe, so the silver robe or anything else like that. It's just, she is my main one. And I find that she doesn't really want a lot of deities on her altar. I know some people put Jesus on it. I know some people may put an image of a god and goddess on it. I know some people may put some saints like Archangel Michael, which is actually pronounced Michael, or Jesus Malverde, or they say you have to use the power of Michael to control her, or this saint and that saint. I see her as an evolution 2.0 Mictlantecuhtli, the goddess of the dead, of the Aztec land of the dead. I don't have enough light here. So I see her as a goddess. Some people see her as an angel, others a saint. I see her, as many others have seen her, as a goddess, and to each their own. Santa Muerte, they tried to stop her spread from Mexico. The government tried to squash it, but she entered into North America, Canada. Now she's even seen in Poland and Russia, England, across the world. She is not, now let me tell you, she is not Kali, she is not Hecate, she is not Lilith, she is not the Saint Santa Muerte, the god from Argentina. That's totally different. Do not mix Santa Muerte with Santa Muerte. I know some people get confused and they think, well, that's her husband, Mictlantecuhtli, but no, sorry, Mictlantecuhtli. Sorry, Mictlantecuhtli. I caught myself. Retraction. But she is not the Lord of Death. Now, some people will have more Aztec versions like this. This is more of her Aztec version. Here, she's reading the Book of Life and Death. And this is, her beautiful, all made in Mexico. And as you see, she is empowered. And she has an apple. Now, some people believe that if you worship the white Santa Muerte, only offer white. If you worship the red, only offer red things. Worship black, only offer black things. And to each their own. As you see, my Santa Muerte loves her apples. Some of the offerings that you can't go wrong with in any Santa Muerte: apples, tequila, agave syrup. You can't go wrong with those. Just those three. You can't go wrong. Chocolates. Oh, she loves sweets. Okay, she wants more. She wants to tell more. Chocolates. Okay. I feel her like nudging me. She loves cornbread. If it's legal, because I can't tell you do anything illegal now. If it's legal where you are at, you can offer her pot, THC, gummies, infused THC infused brownies, THC infused anything. She likes coffee. So more of her white side loves like cafe au lait. But her dark side seems to really love black coffee, especially espresso. You can offer her your own blood. Be careful with that. Don't cut yourself open. Just use one of those diabetic lamp slit and put some blood on. She loves booze. Margaritas she loves. But she loves things that come from the heart. That really means something. So you could just about give her anything. As long as it comes from the heart. She loves roses, even though... But she loves roses. She loves flowers. Roses. White, red, and black wouldn't be bad for her. Now, some people say that if you worship the black, she should be on her own altar. However, there's a tradition that you put white, red, and black together, and there's an image of white, red, and black. And that setup will be described in a later video of where to position it if you were doing that of white, red, and black. Like, if you're Main Santa Muerte is white, you put it in the middle and up a little bit up forward. If it's red, you put it in a little middle and up forward. If it's black, you put it in a little middle and up forward. And I would have to do a presentation on that positioning of Santa Muerte. We got Loki here. And my cats just love to mess with Santa Muerte, and she's very forgiving. When Lady Boss was kitten and Sir Mew, I would hear, I knew exactly what that was. Especially Lady Boss would squeal with delight and run with the scythe in her mouth. I got crazy cats, and I asked Santa Muerte to do a pendulum. Are you angry? Nope. Do you understand? Yes. Do you forgive? Yes. Santa Muerte has her arms closed to no one, no matter what her color is. So you could be the biggest saint in the world. Her arms are open to you. You could be the biggest homicidal, genocidal maniac, and her arms will still be open to you. She accepts everyone. And that's what pisses people off about her. Does she get angry at people? Yes, she does. I know someone, and I know a few people she's pissed at right now. I have become her priestess. Stop! She has accepted me, and when I've done rituals, public rituals to her, or semi-public, I let her inside me. Now, some people won't let the energy of death inside them. I was able to contain her. Not at 100%, but I was able to contain her within myself. And I'm still alive to tell about it. I did this big public ritual in 2011. And I called her in, and she had messages, and she was dead on about things and about things to come. She was dead on. And one time, in another ritual, while she was within me, she told my friend to be careful of your heart, to take care of your heart, to watch your heart. He thought it meant figurative. It was literal. He was later diagnosed, I think within that year, with atrial fibrillation, and he almost died from it. Watch your heart. You know? And she was warning him because it's not, she didn't cause it. It's genetics. He inherited it. And he's still alive, so. Santa Muerte, do not disrespect her altar. She understands that people get busy, but, don't throw dirty laundry on her. And I know she's angry at someone. Threw dirty laundry on her and said it was an accident, but it kept happening. And he kept throwing empty bottles on her, put papers on her altar, put garbage on her altar. And he neglected her. And, she's not happy. She's not having it. So, and this is especially the black form. And on the black form, let me tell you something. Santa Muerte has been called, in general, the narco saint. So, she has become the saint of criminals. And she's not just about criminals. Yes, Santa Muerte can help you break the law. Black Santa Muerte and the green one can help you break the law. And both of them can be called contra la ley, means against the law. Now, green is also for justice, I'm saying, but it could justice in justice. She can sway justice to be just or to be crooked. Either way. The Black Santa Muerte, people who have her as her main goddess are mediums, usually mediums. We attract spirits. Some of them are not always good. I've always been able to see and sense spirits. I have been able to see images in people's auras, and or at least feel it. I'm very good at readings. But the thing is, what comes with the black Santa Muerte that doesn't come with the others, or spirits that could be good as well as bad or crazy. It just happens. This is why she is not. If you were beginning with Santa Muerte and you're not sure, start with the white. Start with La Niña Blanca, the little white girl in white. As for his maiden mother crone system, it doesn't work with her. It doesn't work with this bony lady. If you do want to use that system, I will tell you people are doing it wrong. I would equate, no, I don't use maiden mother crone with this. I would equate the white with the mother. She is the most giving and very forgiving and very compassionate and empathetic. She has Kuan Yin-like abilities. I'm not saying she's Kuan Yin. But she does things differently. The red would be more of the maiden, and the red is going to be dealing with love, with controlling, with passion, with sex, with friendships and relationships. And the black is going to be dealing with from protection from enemies, protection from evil spirits, warding off evil spirits, exorcisms. The white can do exorcisms too. So to repel negativity, or to remove hauntings, to control spirits, control ghosts, to command them, to be able to do necromancy. She does things from cursing, hexing, binding, unbinding, uncursing, causing an intergenerational curse to flip on or to flip off. She can cause the greatest hardship, or she can remove them. Now, the black Santa Muerte, it's like her love is, she can be very stern. I am in my crone phase, and I love the Dark Mother. So she's definitely the darkest of the darkest. So when you talk about light of the three systems, the white robe is the lightest. She would be the coolest. And when you talk about like the powers of the Orishas, cool or hot. The red could be, lukewarm to getting hot, and the black is the hottest. So the white is the most calmness. The red is in between. The black is like, holy shit. When you make a promise to her, you must keep it. So be careful. If you make a promise that is detrimental to yourself, ask her first before you do it. Ask her okay, I'm going to say, but if something happens and it doesn't work out, I'm going to smoke pot. Okay, can she ask her, can I smoke pot that only has CBD and no THC? She might just say yes. Santa Muerte, this is not conducive to me. I don't want to smoke pot anymore. I'm so sorry I made this. Is there any way out of this? Ask her. Because there may be. She may just tell you to do something else. So, but also be careful. Don't say I'll give up metal music, or I'll give up rap music, or I'll give up listening to Slayer. Just, you can say you can give up some vices that you will try your best to not to do. Like if you're a cutter, you'll stop doing it, or try to stop do it. You can dedicate sobriety, that you will do your best to, no longer use drugs or alcohol. Santa Muerte, the most holy death, will do that. And remember, she's holy, so she's beyond good and evil. Now, there are Satanists that will work with her. Catholics who work with her, but she's a folk saint. She's not an ordained saint. The Catholic Church is against her. There are ceremonial magicians who will work with her. There is some people who work with Santeria, and they won't work with anything other than the Orishas except her. There are Satanists. There are Luciferians that work with her. There are people of all different faiths, even some people who just believe in her and only her. Like as if she's become her own religion. Check out the shrine in Tepito, Mexico. So she will work with you whether you call her in the name of Spirit, Air, Fire, Water, Earth, whether you call her in the name of the God and Goddess, or you use the Catholic Trinity. You can call her in the name of your spirit guide, your holy guardian angel. So some people say, in the name of Goddess, I call you. They'll only work with the Goddess. They will not work with any gods. That's fine. I may use, sometimes you can use more of the Abrahamic, like, dealing with it, like, name Asherah, she's the holy goddess. But again, I still won't put Asherah on her altar. I won't. She's a good one to call to honor, to put your ancestor altar near. Some people put her on the ancestor altar. That's great. If you cannot have her own altar, when you call her, make a temporary altar just for her. Some people just do not have the space, and I could totally understand it. Some people who worship the black Santa Muerte may have the white Santa Muerte up front in their home, but in the back of the home, they're going to have her, or hidden in their bedroom, or hidden behind a curtain. Because this is where they do serious witchcraft with. We're talking serious witchcraft. Okay? So there's a lot you can do with the Black Santa Muerte. Please read any book by Andrew R. Chestnut if you want to learn about the history about her. He is great. His books are great. Andrew R. Chestnut, look him up on YouTube. He is an authority on Santa Muerte. He knows exactly what he's talking about. So remember, she is not Mictlan Micutli. She comes from the Aztec goddess of death. Not the Mayan is different, so. But it's always good to promise her something when she delivers. She likes rose water. She also likes Florida water. She likes tobacco. She likes hot chocolate. She loves chocolate anything. She loves coconut. She likes this oil called Siete Machos oil. Siete, 7 men, machos. She really likes that oil. Siete Machos cologne, Siete Machos oil. Would you stop? Her owl is a horned owl. And there's also an owl. There's an owl dealing with the witch's owl. Let's look under her skirt. Not trying to be disrespectful, but here's the owl. Sometimes it's a horned owl with a human's face, which is a witch's owl. And the horned owl is what deals with Santa Muerte. She also likes black cats. She can be used for the benefit of people and animals and the world. She will be used to protect any pet you have, any person you have, and any endeavor you wish to do, legal or illegal. But I will not advise you to do anything like against the law. She is death itself. And she's very close to us in the world. There's death going on in our body every day. Cells are dying, right? Blood cells, white blood cells, the leukocytes, the erythrocytes are dying, or cells die every day. Skin flakes off. Somewhere, every day, someone's dying. Everywhere around us, whether from an ant is dying, a spider, something, a human, death is all around us. And we are entering Samhain, the dark half of the year. But she took me by storm, so she's one of my favorites. She's called the Bony Lady, the Bony One, Skeletal Lady, the Dry One. And speaking of Dry One, she does appreciate water. She likes Fireball. I noticed she likes Fireball. It's a type of liquor. She does enjoy candles and fire. Be careful with that. Don't burn your house down. She likes sweet syrups like maple syrup. I noticed she likes that from me. And agave syrup. She likes cakes and cookies and bread. She likes fruits, especially in apples, especially red apples. I got this as a gala apple. Either way, not always, but sometimes you'll see her with money. Like right here, you see her with coins, and you'll see her right here. Those are things are to activate her and to bring good luck and energy. Sometimes she's there with a mojo bag. Sometimes she is seen with a sword. Once I have one that has Santa Muerte that has a sword. I can't bring them all out. But all in all, she has really helped me with a lot. She has protected me from a lot. She has saved me from a lot. She is a savior. She is a savior. Body, mind, and soul. She is a savior. And she's also prayed to one to have a good death, to peaceful death. When you come to end my life, may my death be peaceful, and may I die with no regrets. There are rosaries done to her. You can look up the Santa Muerte rosary on YouTube. My rosary is black, of course. There's also scapulas that you can get of her. Green again would be for justice. Black again, protection and to get rid of negativity. The gold is for money, fortune, good luck. So so it depends on what color scapula you get. Red can be for passion, getting your other half back. So Santa Muerte, she is also a goddess of outcasts, those who have been discarded by society. And there are people who have been kicked out of the Catholic Church or told not to come back because they're prostitutes, because they're gay, because they're trans. So where they don't have a home with their their saints, they have a home with Santa Muerte. So Santa Muerte has become the LGBTQIA plus goddess, saint, angel. She has become the goddess of those who have been cast away by their family, their friends, for whatever reason. She's also very popular in some prisons, especially in Mexico. People do call what is called a skin sacrifice. So back then, people would shed their skin. So this time they don't shed their skin. What they do is they put a tattoo of her on their body, and that's called a skin sacrifice. So she's definitely the goddess of the prison systems, to protect the prisoners, to help them get like a speedy trial, and sometimes be found not guilty or time served, or instead of getting in prison, to go to probation and community service, or to be found not guilty, whether they did it or not. She has become popular among the cartels and gangs. But she's also a protector of the military, of people who even are police officers. So a criminal and a police officer can end up going to Tepito Shrine and actually pray together. And it's like, wow, she brings the community there. People of all different colors and faiths, and whether they're on the good side of the law or the bad side of the law, whether they're popular or outcasts, coming together to worship Santa Muerte. Man, talk about world peace, guys. So Santa Muerte has been great for me, and I can't recommend her enough. I will always be grateful for the things she has done for me, that she is doing for me, and that she will do for me, because she has been a lifesaver. So you can use a Christian cross to bless yourself. You can do the pentagram bless to yourself. You can do an equilateral cross. That's fine. Use her in hoodoo. Use her in folk magic. Use her in Wicca. Use her in witchcraft. Call upon her in satanic rituals, especially theistic satanic rituals. Call her. Even if you're Catholic, you can call her, even though she's not condoned. Neither is Mary Magdalene. She's a folk saint too. So is Jesus Malverde. Folk saints. Saints of suspicious origins. She is pretty damn awesome. But if you are first time and you're a newbie and you're not sure, go to the white one. When you feel called to the black one, go to the black one. Santa Muerte, again, her arms are not closed to anyone. Some people feel repelled by her. That's fine. All because her arms are open to everyone doesn't mean your arms are open to her. Do you understand? You know what I mean? Fish? All because her arms are open to someone else doesn't mean they have to open their arms to her. There are Catholic images of her with the Pieta. Instead of Mary holding the sacrifice Jesus, it's her holding Jesus. Some people see that as an offense. But as some believe, the devotee said, when Jesus was crucified, who do you think came to get him? It was Santa Muerte. So, and they say, Jesus conquered death, really? Well, why is death still here? So Santa Muerte can save souls on the other side if they're trapped, or if they're not in a good place. You can call upon Santa Muerte to relieve them. She can be used to guide souls to the other side. So she can open portals, close portals, open hauntings, close hauntings. She can remove bad luck, cause bad luck, to remove curses, cause curses. She could be used to protect your home. She has those who have become her daughters and sons, her priests and priestesses, she holds a special affiliation to them. And it will take a while. And I'll tell you, you don't need someone to whap you once upside the head with a wand and say you are initiate to Santa Muerte. That's not how it works. Yeah, there are systems out there, but that's not how it works. And as far as sacrificing humans and sacrificing animals, Santa Muerte doesn't accept that. She'll accept meat, she'll accept chicken, but she doesn't accept people taking a chicken and slicing their throat. She does not accept that. There are people that have done that, and they are looked down upon by the Santa Muerte, people who worship Santa Muerte. They said, no, no, no. We don't torture people in her name. We don't, she doesn't, sacrifice people, and especially not children. Her cult does not involve anyone's blood but your own, and not in a bad manner, not killing yourself in her name. Just putting a few drops of blood, giving it to her. And if you don't want to give her blood, fine. Give her red wine. Give her dragon's blood resin and liquid. You can give her the liquid, because it looks just like blood. I've done presentation, did a presentation on dragon's blood, so check it out. So Santa Muerte has been a lifesaver. Santissima Muerte, the most holy death, the holy death, the great death, peaceful death, loving death. I dedicate this presentation to her, that she may continue to protect me. May she also inspire you to learn more about her. Give her a try. You don't need a statue of her. You can just use a candle. They sell Santa Muerte candles. You can just use an image of a skull. You can get a prayer card. You can just get a picture of a reaper. You can have just an image of a reaper and dedicate it to her. You can make a painting or a drawing. You can have some skulls, a skeleton. And when one day you have the funds, you can get yourself a little image or a big image. I have taller Santa Muertes than this. So, and if you're just using the white, red, and black system, that's fine. When you want to use the different colors, like use a green candle to represent justice, or like court cases, or justice, to hand justice over to her. That also deals with contre la ley, as well as black means against the law. Black deals with that. Let's say brown. Brown deals with animals. Brown deals with dealing with pets, animals, whether it's your horse, your chickens, your head of cattle. She will deal with animals. Gold deals with finances, abundance, prosperity, money, prestige, jobs, careers, moving up in life. So things like that. Like green can also deal with money. Will deal with money when it's like, say, calling upon an inheritance. And you can use gold. You can use the dollar bill robe. You can use the green for that. So I hope this has helped. And I do want to say that I have a Santa Muerte that holds, I have her holding a wolf. She's a rainbow. She like her, it's silver, orange, yellow, red, green, violet, and blue. And she's holding a black, a chained wolf. So sometimes that wolf can be black, others white. Do you really have to play right now? Loki wants to play fetch. So, some people feel that it's best to worship black Santa Muerte at night. I worship her when I want, but I can see the point, their point of it. But, again, it's to each their own with that. So anyways, I hope you have learned something about this. My experience has been great. I've had her in my dreams. I had many dreams about her coming to me. I have many books on her. I love skulls. Always loved graveyards. Always loved the spooky stuff. Always loved Samhain, Halloween. I always loved the Day of the, since the Day of the Dead starts where I'm at, where they celebrate it. I love it. I love it. I love spooky season. I love spooky movies. Uh, Death has helped me when I wake up from bad dreams. I wear her constantly as a medallion. I wear different color medallions. I change it out. So gold one, a silver one, and a black one. And that's basically as close as to a tattoo I'm getting. Unless it's a temporary tattoo. Santa Muerte will teach you about the occult. She'll help you with magic. She'll help you with spells. She has helped me so much. She has been a blessing in my life. And some people treat her like Santa Claus, and sometimes she can be like Santa Claus, but she's not. She can literally almost be like, some people feel that she's like Santa Claus. But again, she's not Santa Claus. But she is, as people call her, the miracle worker. But thank you so much, and one day I will do something more interesting on Santa Muerte. I wanted to get this out to y'all, and as always, blessed be.